Today's model is beautiful in a community with no CDD and gas, which is something very rare to find. Let's have a look. Let's go. Hello and welcome to Orlando Home Show, where strategy matters, passion rules. And guys, I am back in Mount Dora. If you want to know more about Mount Dora is a small, charming town just about half an hour to downtown Orlando, and you're just about 45 minutes to Orlando International Airport. And the house behind me is a beautiful 3 bedrooms, 2 bathroom, close to 2,000 square foot in a gas community with no CDD. The first thing you're going to notice is that you have these beautiful pavers included in the base price. Now, I'm covering this builder after a very long time. Now, this is a beautiful stone elevation. Now, please keep in mind that for every single house, they have 3 different elevations. They have an elevation with the stone, so you do have to pay extra for it. Then they have your plain elevation, which doesn't have any stone, and then you have an elevation which actually have these, right on top, they will have like this, the hardy board sliding. So that is something to keep in mind. What I love is that you have a really nice walkway, and then you have a front porch. Not a lot of homes are going to have that beautiful front porch, so it's kind of nice that you have that. So let's go inside and check this beautiful house out. Hello, and welcome to another beautiful floor plan. Guys, it is my thing. I want to make sure that I bring you all the floor plans, because a 3 bedrooms, 2 bathroom, 1966 square foot doesn't mean a thing to me unless I'm able to walk the house. It's all about the flow. So I not only do the model homes, but I also do the floor plans that are not decorated, because most agents are going to just do the ones that are beautifully decorated. Now, I'm going to tell you everything about this house. I'm going to point out as much as I possibly could on things that are upgrades. So talking about the upgrade, you see these beautiful tiles. This is actually an upgrade. This is a 3 bedrooms, 2 bathroom, 1966 square foot with a 9'4" ceiling height, which is a standard feature with the builder. And the base price of this specific floor plan is about $433,000. However, this house is an inventory home, so everything that you see in the house is included and is available for sale at the time, at the shoot of this video. It may not necessarily be available by the time this video is released, but if you want to know more, make sure to reach out. Now, I am in Mount Dora, and if you want to know anything about Mount Dora, you want to know about school, hospital, shopping, dining, make sure to check out Orlando Living with D. I've done a very detailed video about Mount Dora. We talk about school, hospital, shopping, and my favorite, dining. So you are able to figure out, hey, where exactly Mount Dora is. But in essence, it's a really nice small town in the outer suburban areas of Central Florida. You are just about 30 to 45 minutes to downtown Orlando, depending upon the time of the day and if you're using an expressway or not. You're about 45 minutes to about 55 minutes to Orlando International Airport, and just about the same time to the Disney World and other parks that we have. So the first thing you're going to notice is that you have this beautiful 8-foot door. Now, this is a regular door that you get with your base price. However, you have an option if you are building from scratch. You can actually upgrade that into a glass door or something. So as I enter, you have this area right over here, which is actually a den. And what I love is that you have this really nice open space. This could be your gym, this could be your office, this could be whatever you want this to be. Now, if you're building from scratch, you have an option to get a door. Now, let me explain you the difference between a bedroom and a den. So when it comes to a den, you need to it doesn't have a closet. However, if it had a closet and it already has the window, it would be classified as a bedroom. So the difference is that a bedroom has a closet and a window. And over here, because it doesn't have that closet, it is classified as a den. So you have this den at the very entrance. What I would love is that if the builder will give you those extra lights. Now, I built my personal home, and you can thank me later, because, having those extra lights, this is Florida, it's nice, beautiful, and sunny. And 10 minutes later, it's going to be pouring like no other day tomorrow. Now, with this builder, you get a standard light fixture over there. However, the light fixture is not included. Now, this is a difference between different builders. Every builder is going to be different. With some, it will be included. With some, it would not. But with this builder, it is not included. However, like the pavers in the back, the pavers in the front is included. So those are the things that you got to keep in mind. Now, right over here is your laundry area. At the time of the shoot with this inventory home, they are not giving you any appliances. However, that is not to say that when we negotiate, because on an inventory home, we can negotiate and get you washer, dryer, refrigerator, blinds. Like, this is a great market right now for you as a buyer. And if you've been watching my videos for a while, you would know that during COVID, you got to take a number and then sit around and pay for 30, 40, 50,000. They were barely giving you anything. But for inventory home right now, 4.75 fixed interest rate that you can get with the builder, and on top of that, $15,000 in closing costs. And because we know what one builder is doing compared to another one, we can also help you in getting all the appliances. We recently helped a client, so we can definitely assist you with that. But what I love about this is that you have a really nice big area for your washer and dryer. So it's really nice. You have a private door to it. Now, as I go over here, it's going to just open up. Now, before I go there, I want to show you this area. This is a standard feature with the builder, and I kind of like it. This is something that Pulte was doing it, but they were charging extra. With this builder, this is a standard feature. This is where you have the garage, and I'm going to take you in just a moment, but it's kind of nice. You come in, you drop your stuff. Like, I've got two little boys, and my little one, he throws things everywhere. So it's kind of nice. You come in, you put their bags here, you have your shoes, and it's a nice sitting area. So when they're leaving house, they can sit down, they can just do their thing. But let me go ahead and take you to the garage, because I want to point a couple of things in the garage. The first thing that I want to point is that this is a block construction, guys. I can't tell you, I am seeing some builders, they're cutting corners. Like, seriously, they are making the whole house frame. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not personally very comfortable. Now, I built my personal house. It was kind of block on the first floor, and then it was frame on the second, which is pretty standard. But I know of some builders, they're building it all the way frame, and I'm not comfortable with that. It's like, I was teaching my son the other day, we were talking about this little poem or a little video we were watching, little wolf, let me in, with the three little piglets. And then they were talking about how one pig created a house with straws, another with wood, and another with brick. What do we get all the time? We get so many hurricanes and water and all that, so it's always good to have that block construction. The other thing that I want to point out with this builder is that you have this 220 outlet right over here, which is a standard feature, because right now, a lot of people are into those EVs, not necessarily Tesla, but some kind of EV. So it's kind of nice that it's already built in. So this is a standard feature with the builder, and you also get the garage door opener with this builder included in their base price. Now, the lot that it's sitting on is 50 by 120. Now, this is a single story home with 50 by 120, and the lot price, if you're building from scratch, could be anywhere from 8,000 to 11,000. Now, this is the last phase in Mount Dora in this community. So if you are looking, they're on the way out. So I can really help you get some really good deals, especially when it's on an inventory home, because they're also doing a 3.75 buy down for a 0-1 conventional loan. And if you're building from scratch, guess what they're doing? This is the only builder that I know so far. They're also doing the buy down for 30 years at 4.99. Most of the builders, when you are building a home from scratch, they cannot do a lock-in for your interest rate. But with this builder, they are doing that, and they are paying $15,000. Now, there is no CDD. However, there is an HOA, and the HOA is about $110 a month, which includes a beautiful fitness center. You have the walking trails, you have the dog park, you have pool, you have clubhouse. So there's a lot of amenities that is available, and it's right off the expressway. So the location of this house is just perfect, and this community is just fantastic. And a lot of people, and I've been saying this for a very long time, guys, if you've been thinking about buying a house and you're sitting on the fence, guys, you can never time the market. And if you've been trying to time the market, guess what? I know of people that have been trying to time the market since 2006 and 7 when the market crashed, and they're still renting. So the best question that you need to ask yourself is, can I afford today's houses with today's payment? And then you make that decision. So there's never a good or a bad time. It really depends upon your personal situation, if it works for you or if it doesn't work for you. And that's just my 2 cents. You may or may not like it, but I got to be honest, because I do believe in transparency. So I'm just letting you know, I built my own personal house at the peak of the market. And guess what? I've been there for just about close to 2 years. It has already gone up $150,000 in price. So take it or leave it. It really depends upon, because when I qualified for it, I was qualified at 3%. By the time I closed on it, it was 6%. But the amount of equity that I was able to build and not to pay somebody's mortgage is great. So you have a burning question that you need an answer to? Well, give us a call, text us, WhatsApp us, whatever works for you, email it to us. We'll be happy to help you. I've created this relocation guide, so make sure to download it because I have given you information that you can use that as a reference point. If you want to know more about the areas that you want to move to, make sure to check out Orlando Living with D. But we are here to help and serve you. If you have any specific questions, reach us out. Back to the video. So this is your standard kitchen. So this is the size of your island. You have the standard cots. You also have this beautiful 42-inch white cabinets, which is right over here. Now, I'm not a big fan of white, and the only reason is because, you know, like in our culture, we use a lot of turmeric, and turmeric kind of is yellow. So if yellowish kind of gets there, it's going to look very odd. But other than that, I've got two little monkeys, and they're like all over the place, and every little piece of dirt is going to show. So that is something that I'm not personally into it, but hey, if that works for you, because they will give you a choice of 3 different cabinets, but on an inventory home, what you see is what you get. And then you have your microwave, and hallelujah, you have a gas community. That doesn't really happen a lot. I have had a lot of people call me, hey, can you give me some gas communities? And I can tell you they are very far and few. And this is a gas community, and on top of that, they also have a tankless water heater, which is fantastic. Usually you're going to see like a big tank of water sitting most of the time in the garage. With this, you do not have that. You have a tankless. And the other thing that I really want to point out, this is something that I paid extra for because, you know, I cook a lot with spices and stuff, and sometimes the smell says, so it's kind of nice that it is vented out. The drawback is that you're going to lose your cabinet, but look at that. You have so many cabinets here that you may not even need it. And this whole thing kind of just opens up. You have this beautiful big window bringing in a good amount of light. You have your little nook right there. You can have your TV right there. And then you're overlooking your backyard. And this specific house is at an elevation. So what it means is that, you know, when it rains, the water kind of goes away. You know, when the builder builds, they always grade, is what they call. They grade the land in such a way that the water always goes away. But when you are at an elevation, it's kind of nice, you know, so you got to give and take it. What really depends upon, like, I would really like it flat because I've got kids and they can run around and do their thing. But when it's kind of at an elevation, then it kind of raises a question like, you know, like this house would not allow you to build a pool, but if it was a 2-story and on an elevation, you may have to bring more sand to kind of level the place. But what I also want to show you, which I did forget to show you, is your little pantry, which is right over here. So you have this nice pantry, you have a nice light fixture. So a good size, you know, so it's a good size pantry right over here. And then you have your master bedroom at the very back, but you have your other 2 bedrooms over here. So let me go ahead and take you to the first bathroom. It's a shower tub combination with your subway white tiles. I would have really loved it if they would have gotten the tiles all the way up, but that's just the way it is. You have the nice undermount sink, and then you have your upgraded tiles. And then you also have a small closet area, you know, linen towel or whatever you want to call this closet. And then as I go over here, you also have some space, which is right here. So this is an extra space for you. You know, this could be a cleaning closet or just storage closet, or in my case, my closet, my personal closet, because that's all I get. But right over here is your bedroom, or one of your secondary bedroom. And now one thing I want to point out is that you have this nice magnetic blinds. You know, do you guys remember the time like when we moved from our condo to a house? We had that, but in my condo we had those small, like these things, but you had those threads and you got to go up and down, and it's a hazard for kids, and I can't even get it myself. So I love the fact that you have that. Now this is an upgrade. You do have to pay extra, but on an inventory home they have included that. And then you also have this nice closet space right over here. Nothing extraordinary, but pretty good. It's a 1966 square foot, and it's kind of laid really well. So it's not so small bedroom. The other thing I want to point out is that fixture right there. Now, if you build it from scratch, please do me a favor, watch my videos on do's and don'ts of building a brand new home, because I talk about things that I would do. Now, right behind this door is your AC handler. That's what you have over here. And then this is your other bedroom. I tend to go in the corners so I can kind of give you an idea of how deep the room is. But if you would like to know more, you want to know the specific, hey, how many square foot, 10 by 10, 10 by 12, 10 by 15, please put that in the comment below and I'll be happy to send you the exact floor plan. And then you also have this closet space with the double door. I kind of really like that. I'm not a huge fan of those sliding doors or the doors that DR Horton is very famous for. Like they have those split doors and the roller ones and they always fall. Well, has that been your experience also? Please do let me know. And then let me go ahead and take you outside because I want to show you where your lot kind of goes. But at the same time, what I also want to point out is that you have this beautiful pavers. This is a HOA community, so you can, after HOA permission, you can actually get this screened, which most people have done that. In some floor plans, you have a bigger, you have a bigger Florida room is what they also call, or a bigger patio area, but your lawn line kind of goes all the way up until this little slope because it's at a height, so the water kind of flows off. But this is just an open space, and if you have a four-legged friend, a little chihuahua, or I don't know, I mean like any kind of four-legged friend, this could be a nice place for them to run around and I guess, I want to say bark their head off, but that's not going to look good. But that's what they do. They bark like crazy. But hey, it is what it is. And then right over here is your master bedroom. And look at the size of this master bedroom. What I love is that you have this nice false ceiling. I have always said that, and some builders have done that, have those extra lights. You want to get those extra lights in your den area. You want to get that extra light in your living area because trust me, it will matter a lot. So you also have two closets, and you have a closet right here, which is kind of nice. And then you also have a closet right across. Now in my household, it's not going to work. Closet could be wherever, but she's still going to take it over. But that is what you have over here. So you have a closet right at the very front, and then you have a closet over here. You have the carpet, which is standard with the builder. And then this is your master bathroom. I love that you have the undermount sink right there. And then you also have the undermount sink here with a nice, beautiful walk-in shower with the sitting area. Now, this is something that you do have to pay extra because it just comes with a walk-in, but they had an upgrade. So you have a tub area right there. And then this is where you have your water closet. I used to call this a toilet, and then somebody from North corrected me, and I'm sure they watch my video, so I always credit them. And they said, this is a water closet area. But let me know what your thoughts are. And if you haven't been following me on Instagram and TikTok, please make sure to go ahead and do that. I am putting in a lot of content for you to educate you. And my goal is to give you the information so you can make the best possible decision. Now, this house, you can just get a little bit over $15,000. Now, it's priced at the time of the shoot is $443,078. So when you do the numbers, you can get a VA loan in this community. And if you do get a VA loan, first and foremost, thank you for your services. I'm an immigrant to this great nation, so I greatly appreciate your services for all the sacrifices and everything that you have done. You can literally get this house with zero down. No kidding. I had a client buy a similar house in a different area with a VA loan with zero down. As a matter of fact, they actually got $1,000 back at the time of the closing that they had put in escrow to start with. So this is something that we can help you also. But you can also get this on a regular FHA loan. Let me do the numbers because I want you to see what it really comes down to. So this house is $443,078. This is the price of the house. I'm going to take this and multiply by 0.035, which is 3.5%, and it comes up to $15,507. This is all you need because we can get all your closing costs and at a 4.75 interest rate, and no CDD with just the HOA. And the other thing is like insurance is a big thing, but I can tell you because it's a new house and it is new codes, your insurance is not going to be as expensive as compared to resales. And guys, this is the time. I have not seen a buyer's market. Right now, the builders are just rolling out the red carpet for you to be able to buy a house. I have seen builders buy down rate as low as 3.99%, give up to $25,000, pay all appliances, get all blinds, get everything. And by the way, this house also comes with an electric doorbell, like the video doorbell, along with the automated, one of those lock systems that we have, something that you can just look at your phone. I do hope that my video bring in a lot of value, and if they do, please give me a call. My team is here. When you call us, you'll be talking to somebody on our team. Their job is to get the information and connect you either to myself or somebody from my team. And what we do very different is we do a Zoom call because, buying a house is a very emotional thing. We don't want to take you out and show you 50 or 100 homes and none of them fits your budget or criteria. We want to understand, hey, what is more important? Because we have helped people that are retiring, and what's more important to them is the location of a health service provider or a hospital nearby. And then we have had families that are moving with young kids, and what's more important to them is the schools, and they want to make sure that there is good public schools. So it really kind of depends. And then we have helped people that are kind of in the middle, they are empty nesters and they just want to be close to everything, and school doesn't matter, hospital as of right now doesn't matter, they're okay with that. So there's a lot of things that goes into it. We are here to help and serve, and if you're not watching my song and dance on TikTok, on Instagram, and if Spanish is your main language, then make sure to watch out Orlando Home Show in Espanol. My Espanol is still poquito, but I have some amazing ladies that help me. I have Anna, and then I'm going to have a new agent. Her name is Ingrid. She's going to be joining us and doing the video in Spanish while I still learn a little bit more of Spanish. And then if you want to know more about Orlando in terms of suburban area, make sure to check out Orlando Living with D. I've done a very detailed video about Mount Dora. So if you want to know about school, hospital, shopping, dining, it is right there. Until the next video, thanks for watching. Bye for now.